Going on, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Today we have another premium Kubey we're taking a look at. This one again is thanks to the pass around, so we're not going to really waste any time getting into this guy. So you've got the Kubey Neo. This is a Keanu design, very clean, very simple take on a folder. Nothing out of the ordinary, honestly, here. You got titanium, S35, just kind of a great combination. $200 knife, looking at 3 inches on the blade, 7 inches overall, 3-ounce knife. So it's kind of that, just a clean, simple design that checks all the boxes. Nice flat grind, everything there. So it's kind of funny, the name of the knife doesn't really match. When you think Neo, you think, the Matrix, and, kind of thinking outside of the norm. And this is just kind of that right down the middle of the road knife that's just, it does everything you need it to do, but not being flashy, not being outside of the norm. So, again, very interesting combination there on that. But we're going to scoot right in here and take a look at everything like we normally do. So with Kubey, you get that beautiful anodized hardware. Kubey's really been stepping up their game here lately, and it definitely shows. Really nice, I guess, blasted titanium here. Stonewash, maybe. I don't know if they call it stonewash, or they don't really say. But just that kind of that blasted tile look. It doesn't have any orange peel texture or anything like that. T8 hardware, again, anodized blue. You do have a nice big lanyard hole there. Open pillar construction. Flipping on around, we do have that deep carry pocket clip, folded steel. It's not inset, not reversible, but you do have some nice blue anodization there. T6 screws on the pocket clip. Frame lock, of course. You do have a flipper with pretty decent jimping. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's just kind of right there in the middle. The flipper design itself, I think, leaves a little to be desired. Just personally, I would probably like to see that moved up a little bit. We'll take a look here. The lock, the blade stop is pretty high, so they could have, in actuality, moved that flipper up there a little bit. You can kind of see you have a little bit of real estate there. So even if they just move that flipper to the middle section there, where it would be not even all the way up at the top, just kind of more towards the middle, I think that would have allowed this to work much better. Jimping on the back of the blade is pretty good. Again, not the best, not the worst, just kind of right there in the middle. Blade centering is great. Again, you have a drop point S35 blade here, just machine satin. It looks like belt satin. Flats look really good as well. Everything finished work looks great. Kubey branding as per typical. Here you have the Keanu logo there. Sharpening looks to be good. Sharpening choil leaves a little to be desired. That plunge grind ends right there at the edge, so it is going to leave a smile relatively quickly. Everything looks good. The edge, the tip looks to be done really well. Kubey does a fantastic job with their sharpening. It's always like a kind of a semi-mirror polish on the edge. And the tip is done extremely well. Alright, let's go ahead and back up a little bit here. Go ahead and do our check for everything. So, all of our hardware, make sure everything looks good. Doing this here recently, I've caught a couple of loose screws. I've caught a couple of other things as well. So, I do like doing this hardware check, and it does, again, also just show how good the quality is on the machining for the screws themselves. So the T8s were all good. These T6s leave a little to be desired. You've got some pretty decent play in those T6s. Maybe, no, those weren't T8s, were they? No, okay. It didn't seem like it was enough play to be a T8, but... So yeah, a pretty decent little knife here. Again, it's nothing to, nothing to break any molds, but it is certainly a handsome knife. I personally do not like the flipper. I think the flipper needs to be moved a little bit, just to give it a little more leverage on the knife. This particular version, or this particular model or knife, whatever, does have a slightly weaker detent. So it's if you're not flipping that just right, it does have a tendency to fail on you. But so if it was mine, I would probably tune that detent a little bit stronger. and would definitely go through it. Definitely needs to be cleaned and oiled, but outside of that, it could just be from being in the pass around and not having any care or maintenance done to it. But outside of that, it's a fantastic knife. In the hand, it feels fine. Again, if you moved that flipper, it would. I guess I can see now why they would do that, because moving that flipper would encroach on your handle space a little bit. And that's why you would only just move it a little bit. But even if say if I was choked down to here, if the flipper was closer to my finger there, I don't think it would make that much of a difference on the knife and in general on the actual the feel of the knife. But it would make a massive difference in the function of the knife as far as how it flips and how easily it does. That being said, comfort on the knife is fine. Don't feel the pocket clip. Kubey does a really good job with their pocket clips. Everything's nice and rounded. Don't really feel anything on the lock bar. That cutout, it is a little sharp, but I don't feel it too bad. I guess if I really squeeze down on it, I do feel that. Do feel the frame there, but not too awful bad. Left hand feels fantastic. The jimping on the back of the knife is good. It's very good jimping. It's just for my hand where I'm holding the knife, how I typically will hold it, my thumb's farther out than the jimping is, so I have to kind of bring my hand back further to catch that jimping. So again, another nitpick would be to have that jimping move out another half an inch or so onto the back of the blade, just to give you that extra spot to where you can, to where most people are going to, when they're doing a power cut and they actually need the jimping, you're going to have your thumb further out on the back of the blade. But yeah, other than that, like I said, it's a handsome knife. It's Kubey does a really good job on their manufacturing, on their OEM stuff. Not OEM, this is their own knife, but they do a really good job with their manufacturing. Their quality control is always really good. I don't think I've ever had a bad Kubey, even the budget ones. I've gotten some of their $20 knives when they're holding, when they're doing a super sale with their D2 stuff. And aside from just needing to be cleaned up, which I do that with pretty much every knife I get right out of the box. Aside from that, I've never had an issue with them out of the box. So let me know what you think about this design. Is this something that appeals to you? Again, like I said, it's just a really straightforward design that doesn't have a whole lot of bells and whistles to it, but that can be a very good thing sometimes, something that's not going to draw a whole lot of attention. So again, let me know what you think. If you like it, if you don't like it, if it's one that you own. Price tag on these things are right at $200. They are currently available, so definitely take a look at them. If it is interesting to you, the links will be down below. As always, I thank you, and I hope that you remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Until next time, take care.